So I lost my Scribe on a recent project in the workshop. This one, in fact. A Scribe is a very useful tool for the woodworking role, other things as well, but it's great for transferring irregular shapes at different lengths. So imagine putting a countertop against a stone wall with all the bumps and nooks and crannies and whatnot. When it was lost, I thought it was a great opportunity to build a better mousetrap. See if I can take some of the things that I do like about this and make a modern version. So let's go to the workshop and see if we can make that happen. I think a bit of geography would be helpful here. There's two parts. This is the leg that holds the sharp metal point. Over here, there's a little divot that fits onto this other half. This is the half that holds the pencil. So I know I just showed you some AutoCAD drawings, but for a lot of projects, they just start with a pad and pencil for me. It just feels like a comfortable way to do it. Get some ideas out, refine some shapes, and from there, we break out the scissors, we can go to arts and crafts. So this is going to be a pretty straightforward operation. I am just cutting out shapes, sticking them on a piece of bar with die cam on it, scratching out the lines, and then using those to machine down to the dimension I need. Just put that anywhere. Now that you've heard me tune my hacksaw for proper usage, we're ready to continue. The paper templates are adhered down. I'm using a Scribe to define the outside edges of those rounder bits. I'm just going to use a sander to round those off, make them concentric and smooth. So we have a resurgence of our friend the fixture plate. This is actually the reason I did that previous video on some hold downs and whatnot for this. It was for the Scribe project. So this is, speaking of Scribe, this is the Scribe leg that has the metal point end. This is what defines the edge from the 1/4 inch thickness where the point goes in and the 1/8 inch thickness of the rest of this leg. Switched out to a flat bottom mill bit and we're roughing out the rest of that body. I think there was a shift of the hold downs on that fixture plate as well. I'm working on getting this bottom flat. I'm taking out a few passes at a time to get down to the 1/8 inch level that I need. And throwing a little bit of magnification to make sure that I've got the depths correct. We are cruising on. So right here, the part is up on its end and I'm putting in for the metal, this is where the metal point goes. All right, 35 down, final cleanup. And 0.45. We all know that drill bits do not actually drill a round hole, so here's Reamer getting it down to size. All right, I think that's it. Let's see how we did. Oh, yeah, very nice, very nice. Let's give it a look. You know, this is solid carbide. It's definitely overkill for what I need, but if this I might just chop this down. We shall see, but the fit is quite nice. You know I like the fly cutter action, especially on brass. Quite nice. This is cleaning up the back, so I make sure I have an 1/8 inch accurate dimension. I'll seek up to this line out here, but I think I'm really close. So this whole face, this whole plane has to go down by 1/8 of an inch so it meshes with the other part. So I gotta just take this all the way down to 1/8 of an inch. This is a 1/4 inch material. So this is the front side of the part we had just fly cut. Got some spoiler boards down, so I don't mind cutting into them and going down to 1/8 inch all the way across.
Alright, I'm liking how that's going. This part's where the pencil's going to ride in, so this is going to smack up against there and stop. So we're well on our ways.
We're actually getting close to done with the milling operations on this particular, at least the thickening operations. This is the final run across the pencil leg part. This is where the scribe leg smacks into. This is that shelf. Here we go.
Yeah, I think we got it. Okay. Alright, reset with the new end mill. This pass is to remove all this material here. There's a scribe line I've got to meet. So this stays. This little triangle goes. Alright, I think we're good. I am not kind to end mills today. The bottom is long because I'm going to file this down to fit, and apparently I left myself quite a bit. It's not too bad. It's got to be a bit of an angle. Anyway, we're getting close. So this now smacks up, and it's really, really close to being flush.
A little bit of file action on the pencil leg section. This is where the scribe will mesh into it.
Not bad. See how it looks when I clamp it down. So I got this guy clamped together so I can make those roundovers. I need a clapper. I've been making really good progress with the scribe. The current project is how to get my pencil, how to get that attached to the scribe body. I've come up with a couple of ideas and I've been prototyping, so I want to get a little bit of video about what I'm doing so far. So here's what I think is going to be the best scenario, a clamping system. This goes over the top of the pencil and then clamps down to the 1/4 inch thickness on the top of the scribe body. So where it sits on the scribe body, that's kind of what I'm messing with currently. This is the manual. I put it in a vise, bent it through, and that sort of thing. So it got me really, really close. It's hard to get it conformed around the manual shape to a degree, you know, to a high precision degree. And where you clamp it, and I'll show you what I was doing. Oh, here it is. I just had a pair of channel locks, so I've got to either figure dimension or just make a number of these until I get the feel right. But this is what I'm working on, and this is pretty close. So I'm really happy with this. I still have to do some more fitting on that. I think this is the next step, so I think I'm going to put the lip on this back side. So make a slot on this back side here. like an 832 bolt through there and sort of clamping. So the idea is that the clamping nut should be both on the same side, both for the legs of the Scribe and for the pencil. That's there. And when the point is placed, that's actually really, really close to where it should be.
A quick stop by our friend the milling machine, and we are drilling and tapping for the pencil clamping bolt.
You see that run out? Yeesh. Joe Pye was right. 8:30 seconds is up and running. Next step is to mill the slot. I'll have to make it a little bit more shallow because this is really, really skinny, but I think this will work better. So I need to file that down just a little bit and then it'll fit quite nicely.
You saw some cleanup on the bits and bobs. The legs themselves are nice and shiny, so we are ready for final assembly. How cool.
So here it is in its final form.
I do like how it turned out. It did solve what I was setting out to do. I do like how the barrel band turned out. It does hold this vintage pencil very securely. They still make these pencils today. I believe it's 2 millimeters. Of course, you can put in any sort of lead you feel like. I think this is actually a fairly hard lead. And now for the downsides. Number one is it's heavy. I don't think that's a huge issue, but if it's something you're using all day, every day, it might be concerning. The second biggest issue is it does not hold its position. So I thought this nice big knob would help. No matter how I crank this guy down, it will still move very easily. So obviously it needs some sort of fiber washer in here or something so it holds the position. That's very, very important. The other thing is, of course, that you can see that it's wide in here. Something I didn't quite figure out until the project was nearly done. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I do have the very straight edge across here, and that's something I wanted to do. The downside is when I'm drawing on something, see this line, I'll make it a line so I can measure. See, I made it on a line here. I can't use this guy for anything less than say, I can't use this guy for anything less than say 5/8 of an inch or just about 15 millimeters. For the projects I'm doing currently, that is actually quite nice. One of the beauties of simplicity is that this guy can be very, very narrow. If I was doing a line here, and make another line, that's what, a 1/16 of an inch, a millimeter. While I really enjoy doing this project, I don't feel it's done. We have to do a version 2 of this. The overall design is good, and I actually think I can reuse this whole bottom part. What I'd like to do is remake this leg and make it more angled, so of course the points come together nicely. That's something I think we can refine on this, but for what it is, I think it turned out well. I do enjoy it, and I'll have this for quite some time, and I will use it. I enjoy that you hung out with me on watching this video. Thank you so much.